In this problem, we're asked to calculate the equilibrium concentration of the H2 gas. We're given our balanced chemical equation. We're given the equilibrium concentration of all the other reagents. Let's start by writing the equilibrium constant expression. All right, here's the equilibrium constant expression. In the equilibrium constant expression, there's some expression of equilibrium concentration of the products over the reactants. Now take note of these superscripts. The superscripts come from the coefficient in the balanced chemical equation. So to write an equilibrium constant expression, there is the equilibrium concentration of the products raised to their coefficients divided by the equilibrium concentration of the reactants raised to their coefficients. Now in this problem, we're asked to determine the equilibrium concentration of H2, this value here. So we're going to solve this expression initially for H2 raised to the 7th power, and then for H2. A lot of algebra coming up. Now where I'm going to start is to do a cross multiplication. We have K times all of this stuff is going to be equal to 1 times all of this stuff. Now I've reminded myself that this is what I'm trying to solve for. So I want this by itself on one side of the equation. Okay, and here we are. We have solved the equation for H2 raised to the 7th power. Now what we really want is the equilibrium concentration of H2. So we're going to have to take the 1/7 power of each side. Okay, so H2 is going to be equal to all of this stuff raised to the 1/7 power. That's a lot of calculator skills coming up. Now there's a lot of calculation involved in here. Practice doing this type of calculation. If you're you may want to make liberal use of brackets. All right, if you put all these values into your calculator correctly, this is your numerical result for everything that's inside here. Now we're going to raise this to the 1/7 power. Now there are other problem-solving videos out there that also explain this. So essentially, once you get your value here, this stays in your calculator display, and you go through this series of keystrokes. There's going to be a caret, then you need to open parentheses, 1 divided by 7, close parentheses, equals. Here's our numerical value. We round to the appropriate number of sig figs, and we're done.